Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. YAHAWASHI W4Y. Alright, wait a little bit, see some people in. A lot of tuning in. But what else can be edifying to you? Whoever is going to tune in later on. Take a look. Alright. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom. Alright. Shema, Yasha'Allah, YAHAWAH, AHLAHAYANAWA, YAHAWAH RATAZA BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI AHLAHAYANAWA, YAHAWAH RATAZA Shema, Yasha'Allah, YAHAWAH, AHLAHAYANAWA, YAHAWAH RATAZA Barakatah YAHAWAH, Barakatah YAHAWASHI, Barakatah YAHAWAH, Barakatah YAHAWASHI, Barakatah YAHAWAH, Barakatah YAHAWASHI, Bahashem QADASH, HALALYAMLA, AHLAHAYANAWA, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, Bahashem QADASH. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, and bishops of GMS. Much respect to the Akim World Labor Work, Shalom, to the believers, to the Akim YAHAWAH, the brothers and sisters, much is the truth. As always, THAWADAH, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, YAHAWAH RATAZA. Giving thanks to our power, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, for the Holy Spirit, to get the understanding, the understanding of the wisdom and knowledge of the Holy Scriptures, to have faith in the two names of our power, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Hey, so willing to edify and faith to the point. Alright, so the lesson on pestilence. So that's what we're seeing, among with the many other prophecies that has been fulfilled right now. We're seeing pestilences on the rise, okay? Variant after variant, apparently. That's actually one scripture I was thinking about starting with too. That's the spirit. Alright. So I'm gonna pull up the article first. I'm gonna read the article so you can see it for yourself. And then we're gonna go into the word pestilent before we bring out the scripture, so you can have an understanding of what the scriptures are talking about. Okay. Sorry, right quick. Bear with me. And then we're gonna open up that second address that the brother Ash posted up too. Alright, so it says here, right? Let me remove the logo right quick so I can get more of that article. The logo. Okay. Alright, so in this article, right, it says states, cities declare Curious George emergencies. Now, mind you, we gotta use code words. Alright, so bear with me. Hopefully you can catch on to the code words there, but you see it right there, right? States, cities declare Curious George emergencies. Alright, and that's one of the many pestilences that's on the rise right now. Okay. August 2nd, 2022, the year of our power turning up, declared by our elders, right, in DNS, right? The year of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI turning up. The Curious George outbreak has led officials in states and cities to declare public health emergencies. August 2nd, that's the, this is the continuing right here. California and Illinois declares such emergencies for the outbreak on Monday to speed up prevention and fill in the blank you see there, right? According to NBC News. All right. So because of the pestilences that's on a rise, California and Illinois is declaring emergencies to this, to this outbreak to speed up the prevention and the, what, all right. So at some point, you know, that LD 2.0 is gonna happen at some point, just how the first LD, right? When the Vicky was first introduced, I think like around 2000, was it 2019, if I'm not mistaken, late 2019, it's like early 2019, and then like a few months later, I think like about March 20, early 2020, March, that's when they executed like the actual the LD, right? And that was just based off of that only. So you got all of these pestilences on a rise. It's only just a matter of time where the WHO, Joe Button, somebody's gonna have to execute this LD to prevent the spread of all these pestilences. Okay, California and Illinois declared such emergencies for the outbreak on Monday to speed up prevention and fill in the blank, according to NBC News. The announcements mirrored similar emergency declarations made last week in New York State, New York City, and San Francisco. The emergency declaration is lined up with the highest cases numbers in the country, according to the latest, fill in the blank data. The U.S. has reported more than 5,800 Curious George cases nationwide, with 1,390 in New York, 827 in California, and 520 in Illinois. Florida and Georgia follow close behind with 442 and 413 cases each. On Monday, California Governor Gavin Newsom said it's time for a quote-unquote whole of government response to Curious George. All right, so California is working urgently across all levels of government to slow the spread of the Curious George. All right, so that last part right there, where it says California is working urgently across all levels of government to slow the spread of, let's say the pestilences, right? And just speaking as a man, they could do that by executing a second LD, which Dr. Fauci himself mentioned how if they can do it again, which most likely they are going to do it again, right? That the LD is going to be much more draconian, meaning very harsh and severe, strict laws. So they're going to usher in these draconian laws to help what? To help slow the spread of the pestilences, and they can do that by using military forces, by actually using physical force, having the military troops out there, the National Guard, right, DOD employees, right, and etc., to prevent people from being out and about, executing that whole, the 6 feet social distance thing, right? Whatever to slow the spread. Okay. So that's about it. Now we're going to get scriptures that comes to mind. Not that many scriptures. I like I think 4 or 5. All right. So since the brother Ash already posted on the comment board, I'll bring it from here. All right. So it says here from the brother Ash, which we have a from Canada, right? The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 49, right? I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, get the rest of it, and pestilence. That's what this list is going into. Pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. All right. So, right, our power is going to send plagues upon thee, and one of those plagues too is the thermal nuclear missiles. Widowhood, right? So a lot of women are going to become headless because a great number of men are going to die. And since there's more women to men, and that great number of people are going to die, like they mentioned in Second Edges, how the beginning of sorrows, the beginning of mournings and great death, just paraphrasing, right? Great death. Because of that, that's going to lead to widowhood. A lot of women are going to experience having their husbands be killed. A lot of men are going to die, right? Poverty, the state of being poor. All right, so Babylon, aka America, is going to look like a poverty state, poverty country, a third world country, a war zone. All right, because of what? The famine is going to cause that to happen too. All right, the shortages of food, water, supplies, goods, things you need for a society to run day to day. Right, it's not just a shortage of food, water, medicine, but shortages in general. Okay, sword, right, and pestilence to waste thy houses with destruction and death. All right. At this, I was going to go into that word pestilence. Let me put my screen with you. I want to see what I'm looking at. Go there first. Word pestilence. It's Christ and meat on the similar terms. And the edification purpose. Now, share the screen with y'all. You know, computer's not the best. Let's put the X. Bear with me. That was. Few more seconds. All right, full beam. You can see it there for yourself. Go to pestilence, make 3 figures, see it better. Alright. So let's go to the word pestilence, right? Alright, pestilence, right? It's a fatal epidemic disease, especially bubonic plague. So it goes through the similar terms, right? You got plague, bubonic plague, disease, contagion, infection, sickness, epidemic, pandemic, the pest, lose. I'm pronouncing that correctly. Alright, so wouldn't hurt to go into each one, right? Let's see if it pops up. Alright. It says a contagious bacteria disease characterized by fever and delirium, typically with the formation of tubules, or just a bubonic plague, and sometimes infection of the lungs. All right, let's go back. Go to contagion. All right, it says the communication of disease from one person to another by close contact. And for those who are not aware, before I move on, let me read more. Okay, a disease spread by close contact. Make a point, right? To say the spreading of a harmful idea or practice. Okay, so this one right here, right? Just very straight to the point. A disease spread by close contact, and a hot topic right now of a certain pestilence that a lot of people are getting due to close contact are let's just say the individuals of the alphabet, right? The rainbow mafia. Okay, you probably already know what I'm talking about. A lot of people, there's videos of how a lot of these men, right, of that group are receiving or being plagued with the Curious George. It's all over their mouth, their face, their head, their bodies. There was one guy who shared his experience, how he also has it like around like his rectum area, his rear end, right? And what men of that mafia, the Rainbow Mafia, put in there or like to receive in there, okay? All right, which is a no-go. It's against the scripture. They ain't supposed to be doing that, okay? It's called sodomite, like sodomizing, all right, men on men, okay? And that's being spread, right, and there's even women that's receiving this too, okay? All right, so, right, that's a disease spread by close contact. So a lot of people are receiving these pestilences that's caused by close contact, and it's usually the individual of that particular group, okay? All right. Let's put this one right here. That's a very well-known word. We kept hearing a lot: pandemic this, pandemic that, pandemic, pandemic, or demic, right? It says of a disease prevalent over a whole country or the world. And apparently this Curious George, right, aka Donkey Kong, right, the MP, I'm gonna say the MP, right, it is a pestilence that's causing a pandemic, because it is spreading over the whole country, but also the world. Okay, this thing has become a global emergency. Okay, it's not just Babylon, aka America, that's being hit with these pestilences, especially with the Donkey Kong, right? But also other countries too. Okay, all right, it's spreading worldwide, and at some point, right, they're going to have to execute that type of lockdown to slow the spread of it. Right, these days widespread, rampant, right, and you're seeing that as the cases of those who have that particular pestilence is ramping, right, is increasing, right, global, universal, okay, all right. So let's go back. I'm gonna bring this scripture up again so you can see it again. All right, the second Esdras, chapter 15, verses 49. The second Esdras, chapter 15, verse 49. I will send plague upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. Okay, so I'm gonna get another. We'll move on to the next precept. We'll go to the book of Matthew, chapter 4. Let's do 7 and 8. 7 and 8. And in fact, let's start with 6. Why not? Why not? 6. Clarification purpose. There's just something about this particular precept where, like, I just have to read all 3 verses. Right? But the key point is pestilence. Okay. Stick with me, wait to load up. Okay. All right, so the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6 through 8 in the King James Version. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. So we're actually seeing that right now. That's a prophecy that's actually happening right now. We're constantly hearing wars and rumors of wars. The whole China Taiwan thing with Nancy Pelosi is over there. She's not regarding the threat by China, really is the Moabites, the biblical nationality. The whole Russia and Babylon, constantly, talking war against one another, right? The whole Russia and Ukraine, right? Iran, right? The whole BRICS and NATO, right? And the list goes on. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And the precept that came to mind was written by YAHAWASHI W4Y, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 8, if I'm not mistaken, where it says a time of love, a time of hate, a time of war, a time of peace, paraphrasing, when time of hate and the time of war. And because of that, we're what? And ye shall hear of wars, rumors of wars. Okay? And real soon, the rumors ain't no longer going to be rumors, and it's going to be actual, an actual World War III, actual, fight. But the scripture says the second war is past. Behold, the third will come quickly. Just paraphrasing in the book of Revelation. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences. Okay, pestilence plural. So there's many different types of pestilence. You got, apparently, it's all of these pestilences that you're hearing now. Apparently, is just a different variant of the of that, that Vicky, that C19. Okay, but you got different pestilences that's among us right now. Okay, while you got famines taking place, nations are fighting against nation, kingdom against kingdom. They have earthquakes in diverse places. So there's places that's getting hit with actual earthquakes. It doesn't normally get hit with earthquakes. You got like these, let's say, abnormal storms that's hitting particular places that doesn't normally get hit with it. Like, for example, it's summer, it's hot, but some places are having snow. Places like Saudi Arabia was like desert. It's being flooded with a lot of water. Okay, just some examples for that. And says verse 8, all of these, right? So all these are the beginning of sorrow. Just the beginning. All right. The point is here, pestilence. That's why I want to bring it out. Pestilence. Okay. All right. So we already read 2 precepts that went into pestilence. Okay. Now, since I'm already here, I might as well just bring up on here the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel. 15. What? Oh, not 15, Salakia 5. I don't know what the hell 15. 5. My bad. 5. Chapter 5. Right. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 5, verse 12. A third part of thee shall die in the pestilence. So a great number of people, that's a big portion too, are going to die from pestilence, right? From a disease, okay, a virus. And with famine, they shall be consumed in the midst of thee. And a third part shall fall by the sword round about thee. And I will scatter a third part into all the winds, and I would draw out a sword at them. Alright, so the key point when it gets is here, pestilence. Right? So a great number of people, right, a great portion are going to die from pestilence, especially our nation, right? The 2/3 of our nation, the so-called blacks, so-called Latinos, so-called Hispanics, the so-called Native Indians, which makes up of the nation Israel, YAHAWAH, and even our Israelite foreigners, right, who are scattered among the other nations that look like them, but based on their father's seed and spirit, they are an Israelite. Okay, and if you don't repent, you could get hit with a pestilence that's going to cause you to die. Okay, it's not going to be a pleasant feeling. Okay, it's going to be very painful. All right, so move on to the next. Let's see. I'm going to do around like 2 more scriptures left. One. All right. So here, right, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 61. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law. So the Bible, right? The Holy Bible is that book, right? Because the book itself is of laws and commandments, okay? The Holy Bible. So again, also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will Yahawah bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. So our power, Yahawah, and his only begotten son, YAHAWASHI, both, our power is going to be sending sicknesses and plagues, pestilences that's not even written in the Bible. Okay, pestilences, diseases, viruses that was never heard of. That's not even made by the wicked, right? Made on the left hand side of our power. All right, we're going to see something that was never seen or heard of before. All right, that even these science labs, right, don't even have. They never had put together. All right, and I'm probably going to use that, even the one that's already here. But according to this scripture right here, also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of law, right? In the book of this law, then will the Lord Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. All right, so we're coming to some very scary times. We're going to be seeing pestilences and viruses, diseases that not even these films have even can come close to bring out. Like 28 days later, 28 weeks later, I Am Legend, World War Z, Resident Evil, especially Resident Evil, because they be coming out with some crazy shit. All right, let's go to the last one. Psalm 78:50. Then we can close out with that. And by the way, that article that I pulled up earlier in the beginning of the lesson, the link is also in the description box. So if you want to go read it for yourself, want to read a little more about it, hey, the link is in the description box. So feel free, okay? So here, the book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 50, the King James Version. He made a way to his anger. He spared not their soul from death, but gave their life over to the pestilence. Okay, I'm just curious because I want to see what the other versions sound like. I'm just curious. I want to. But yeah, so our power is going to give a lot of people over to the pestilence. And a perfect example, the Pride group, right? The Rainbow Mafia, a lot of them, right? Our power, YAHAWAH Bahasham Yahawashi, is giving their life over to the pestilence. Okay, he's making them suffer. Right, especially our people, because we got a lot of our people that's part of that, that particular group, right? And because of that, which is going against the law, like the scripture says, there shall be no whore of the daughter of Israel, and no sodomite of the sons of there shall be no whores of the daughter of Zion, and no sodomite of the sons of Israel. Just paraphrasing. And because you got a lot of our people that's part of that Rainbow Mafia group, their lives are being given over to the pestilence. And the Curious George is one of many that a lot of them are suffering from. Let's see. Let's say CV. See what that sounds like. CV is pretty fire too. It's like the NOT, but instead of a right hook or right uppercut, it could be a left uppercut or left hook. Alright. Click. Shalom, Shalom. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. The brother Prince Nazar. Right? If I'm pronouncing that correctly. Shout out to Lafayette if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Wait for this defining low for the other version. Yeah, nah. That's the thing about certain scriptures, like, you know, the King James version is like the only version you can read it from. But I was just curious, but let's go back to the King James version. Alright. Let's go back to the King James version. I'll be curious. Now my curiosity was answered. Now I know that it doesn't really sound the same. It looks like this thing is giving me a hard time, so I'm just reading it directly from the book. Alright, just read it from the book. Alright, Psalms. I'll just read it again. We can close out with that. Okay. Psalm 78 and 50. Alright, so the page here. Alright, so it says here, right in the book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 50, right? He made a way to his anger. He spared not from their soul, like he spared not their soul from death, but gave their life over to the pestilence. So instead of our power just, just killing them, right? Instead, he's given their lives over to the pestilence to make them suffer first, make them suffer before killing them. Okay, it's easy to just have a quick death, but to have a slow, painful one, okay? Because it's not just the fact, dying, it's just the how behind it that makes it so fearful to fall into the hands of the living power. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. It's in the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 31, right? How it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. One of those many things is that, he can, kill you however, whenever, wherever, right? The thing is the how he does it. He can make it very painful, okay, and very long too, make you suffer for a long time before actually, calling your spirit up to the spirit world. Okay, so feel free to look to the description box. I have the link there for the article that I pulled out. Just the brother Nazar just came in, right? You see it here, right? This is the article that I was going into about the cities that are declaring the curious door emergency. So you got a lot of these particular cities and states where their cases of these, curious doors is increasing a lot, and they're trying to urgently slow the spread. And at some point, that second lockdown is going to come into play. But since I kept talking about that, Lucky, let me end it with that instead. Straight to the point. Okay, yeah. So the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verses 17 and 18. Okay, straight to the point. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? Didn't we not see something like that during the first LD? A lot of people desired to go to particular places, but they couldn't because there was a lockdown because of that particular pestilence at that time. Okay, the Vicky one-liner. Okay, verse 18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. All right, so because of these these devils, right? The elite, the Rothschild family, they're the ones that's orchestrating for all this to happen. With it starts from our power itself, YAHAWASHI W4Y. Then the Satan and the evil angels will put the spirit onto these the elites, right, to make the cause, right, to stage what out of chaos at that time. Okay, so like one of the brothers going into how Paul loves drama. He loves drama. Okay, all right. So again, verse 17: a man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So there's going to be a lot of chaos going on. There's going to be a lot of houses being broken into, places being destroyed, businesses being broken into, bad times. A lot of men, even women, are going to be in the spirit of being really afraid. Right? It's going to be a second lockdown that's going to take place at some point. It's going to be much more draconian. Okay, all because of it could be because of the pestilence. Okay. Lord willing, that was edifying. All right, so to close out, I'll give him much due, all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM QADASH. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of DMS. Much respect to the AHLAHAYANAWA for labor and works. Shalom to you believers. To the YAHAWAH, to you brothers and sisters who subscribe to the truth. As always, DTA, Abba, soon, THAWADAH, tune in, Hakim, Lord willing to edifying, THAWADAH, Brother Ash, for open precept, make YAHAWAH bless you in your household.